critical level. Tempo has reached critical level.
Good afternoon, Mr. David Mendoza. I'm Anne, and I'm with my new members, Sister Sha, Linda, Shine, and Nathaniel. And I'm Anne. So today we're gonna conduct an interview, of course, with you, an entrepreneur. And all you have to do is comment on the following
Okay.
statements. So here we have number one. Leaders or entrepreneurs spend time thinking because they believe in the power of ideas and trust their own creativity.
Oh yeah, like I agree with that completely because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to, you're building on your ideas. It's not like you can do anything just because, oh, parang my boss is telling me I have to do it, na parang you do it na walang gana. Like, if you're gonna like start something and you're gonna dedicate a lot of your time and like also money into it, you really have to, it has to be an idea you really believe in. So people really do take their time until they really like set on it, before they try out other things. Yes, okay.
So number two, they are totally focused on the mission, values, vision of their company. They have a clear sense of what they want to accomplish and excel at expressing those values in both the company's product and its culture.
Yeah, no, like that's true because like when you start your own business, it becomes like sort of your identity also when you have a vision for it. Like when we started Mr. Roboto, we wanted a place that was gonna be, like fun for everyone, where both parang parents can find it nostalgic because of the robot themes, the teenagers can find it like retro or vintage, so it's kind of cool. And little kids just think it's cool because it's robots, and it's like a fun place, like we play 80s music, and like that was sort of like the idea and vibe that we started with. And as time progressed, like that's really what we were trying to do. And I feel like we did it pretty well naman, like everything. Yeah, and thank you. Okay.
So number three, customers and prospective customers are recognized as the single most important source of ideas for product or service development and improvement, market positioning, sales techniques, and industry trends.
Oh, definitely. Like, because, you have to know your target market before you open up something. Like, I feel that Mr. Roboto fits perfectly for the crowd of Town Center because a lot of the people here, they can, like, it's their thing, they can afford it. It's not really like, tupang masa where if we were put in a different mall, like maybe like a Walter Mart or something, people really wouldn't understand the concept, they wouldn't get it so much. And we thought that like parang this was the perfect place. So parang other entrepreneurs probably that's their target market, like where their business model is parang more catered towards the people who can, like parang like super cheap, like they want like quality and quantity sort of products, diba? And like this like potato corner, like it's everywhere, like and everything. It's really different. It really has to cater towards that. So, you can't put something like this in a place where probably people won't bite the and then like so just okay.
Number four, in their constant search for innovation, they are willing to accept and develop ideas from any source, customer, employees, the board of directors, and even their own fantasies.
Yeah, actually, like, some of the customers are always right. So parang when they have suggestions, we always have to take that into consideration, to see if the majority is right. And then, the employees naman, a lot of them, they're the ones really working it a lot of the time. So parang what they think to make their jobs easier is parang we have to think of ways as owners of the place to think of ways to make things easier for the people in the kitchen, like for the people serving. So we have to come up with systems that will be the most efficient, so that we can give the best service like to our customers afterwards. And like it's really so sorry. But anyways, yes. So that is all.
Okay, so number 5, they hire people for their creativity and provides the best environment for that creativity to blossom. They believe employees and their ideas provide the company's competitive edge.
I agree with this a lot. Just because we may not have needed it or used it in this particular business, but then like I know a lot of people, entrepreneurs should not be afraid to outsource, if they are not good in this certain field. Like maybe some of them, they have a vision but they don't have the creative juices. They can like partner up with someone or hire someone who's creative. They could you have to be smart with the people that you surround yourself with, the people you hire, just so that to make sure that you can really some people may not be gifted with creativity, but they're good at being leaders, diba? So they can get those creative people together and lead them and eventually create their own business that, yeah.
Okay. So 6 to 10 will be Krisha.
Okay.
Number 6, they don't just manage change, they actually seek it. They know there's always more to learn, more to try, and more to improve.
Yes, this is something. Well, I'm really just starting out, so right now we don't really need to change as much, but we know in the future we will, especially when it comes to like restaurants, and I'm sure resorts also, like they have to do that eventually. Because like if you don't change, you really die. Like an average lifespan for a restaurant is around 5 years, and that's if they don't take care of it well, then that's when they become like lakos na and everything. I'm sure like you guys know a lot of restaurants that were all over the place before, but now it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that place, diba? So but then there are some places that have been around forever that because they keep changing, they keep innovating their menu, and branching out their marketing, they're doing things smart, they don't expand too quick. So, it's that, I think it's the CEO of Uniqlo who said apparently change or die. He's Japanese, so that's like super simple English lang, diba? Pero if you don't change, you really people are gonna forget about you. So you always have to keep bringing new things to the table, and that's what we're working on. Right now though, if the tape broke, we're not trying to fix anything because so far it's been working well, but we're already thinking of other things that we're gonna implement down the line. Okay.
Next is knowing teamwork induces innovation by bringing together different points of view. They manage teams to get the most creative output.
I think that's true because you also get, aside from getting the most creative output, you guys get the most well-rounded output. My partner, for instance, Danny, she's a very good chef. She came up with all of these items on the menu and everything, but her mindset is very American. She studied there, she grew up there for part of her life, So it's kind of different, because she's thinking of the American way and stuff. There's no doubt she's good at cooking and everything. It's an edge also, but it can also be it can also hinder you because that just means that you're also not that familiar with the Filipino market, which is when we were discussing things, she was like, oh, this could work, and I'm just maybe not here, diba? So it was really able, we were able to find a middle ground that was able to work, so she may be good at that, and then other things that I maybe give other inputs that would help that out. So that's why it's good to really have different point of views also. Oh, everyone's gonna buy that, but can everybody afford that? It's also that.
To comply with their best mission of being the best, these leaders require output of the highest quality and do not tolerate anything less.
Well, you know, like you always have to be open to learning. I mean, like some people, they can give, like you listen, but then like you need to know how to discern if like what you're hearing is actually like useful. 'Cause, like, you know, um, some people may have their point of views and they may be like not quite applicable to your situation, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, naman. So I think like it's very important to keep an open mind, because if you parang you don't tolerate like everything, like, you know, parang it just means you're closed-minded. Like, you have to like hear everyone out and just like discern for yourself, like, you know, take everything into consideration. If it's coming from a good source also, you know, like other people naman kasi they're also just like may masabi lang, diba? Like, it's like, you know, so, okay.
Yeah, so they persist and succeed when others said it can't be done.
So yeah, like I like that a lot also, because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you can't, blah, blah, blah. But then like if everybody just believed that nothing can be done, then nothing new would ever happen, diba? Like, I mean, like this concept, like before, nobody was saying like it can't be done, diba? But then like if we didn't do it, like there would be no Mr. Roboto. But like, you know, like we actually like started doing it and like working on it. We went to the meetings, we found contractors, we came up with a menu, diba? We found a place for it, and like now there is one, diba? And like that can be said for a lot of other things as well, diba? So yeah.
So next is their passion for the work and the business growth empowers everyone.
Yeah, no, that's true. This is for me one of the, like, I agree with completely, because I mean, if you own it and all of a sudden, like, you know, like you are technically the pillar, the boss, if you are an entrepreneur. If you stop with it, parang all of a sudden like you decide that you're not into it anymore, like you don't want to do it, you want to do something else, it's gonna die, because like you are the boss. Like, it's not like you're just working for someone and parang like if you're working for like Ayala or like SM, diba? Like you decide you don't want to do the job anymore, parang just find someone else. Like here, like they can't, because you're literally the one that started it. You're the one keeping it there. So if parang the owner loses passion, parang everybody na rin sort of like it feels it, you know, like it gets papaya, like things are, you know, and then eventually it's just gonna die unless like you really have to like, and that goes not just for restaurants, it goes for any business, I'm sure, you know. Anyways, yeah.
So yeah,